Anxiety disorders has various features that are related to disorder. Tybalt in 2017 indicated that anxiety disorders are among the highest in psychiatric disorders. A high comorbidity is panic attack disorders or generalized anxiety disorders. In addition, as well as anxiety disorders or depressive disorders may lead to treatment being undertreated or underdiagnosed for non-specialists. Witten, Bedzo, Krause, Koffler, and Moyer 2017. Anxiety can be in different forms, such as worrying about finances, losing a job, experiencing a relational problem, having social difficulties, and family issues. In the video, Anxiety, Signs, and Options for Anxiety Disorder, Stanford Center for Health Education addressed if you are experiencing physical symptoms or avoiding things, the person may need to seek professional help. However, if there are family history of anxiety, then you can have or will have an anxiety disorder. National Institute of Mental Health 2023 addressed factors pertaining to anxiety disorders are not short form when the individual is having difficulties with fear and worry. The individual's anxiety will affect him or her to the extent that symptoms can cause interference with their schoolwork, relationships, and job performance. On the other hand, we as people have anxiety from time to time, which is a normal life functioning, but can become an obstacle for some people. As follows are different types of anxiety disorders: panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, and various phobia-related disorders. I will focus on talking about the differences between general anxiety and social anxiety for this presentation from a diagnostic perspective. General anxiety is when a person can have ruminating thoughts which leads to worrying over months, if not even a year, about events in their lives. National Institute of Mental Health 2023. The symptoms are as follows: easily fatigued, wound up, having headaches, irritability, having sleep problems, and difficulties controlling worrying. Whereas social anxiety disorder, National Institute of Mental Health 2023, is when a person feels that he or she is being watched or judged by others. The person becomes desolated when him or she is experiencing fears of social situations beyond their control. A person with an anxiety disorder will have fears that will cause impairment or interferes with their work duties, school, or being in the public. For example, a person may have stomach aches, feelings of self-consciousness, blushing and pounding, or a racing heart. In the past, I had a client who had chronic social anxiety disorder to the point she could only go to public places with someone accompanying her, and she could only be in the store for 5 minutes. She would experience heart racing, fatigueness. She thought people were staring at her, and she experienced difficulty breathing to the point she thought she was going to pass out. My client only came out of her home probably once a month or hardly at all. Now, if she had to go to the doctor, she knew that that was a priority, so she would go, but someone still would have to accompany her when she's there at the office. And usually the doctor's office, the receptionist or the nurse would put her in a room to herself so she wouldn't be interfered by the people who were there in the waiting room, which helped her a whole lot. She wanted to live a functional life, but she was at the point she thought she could not get past being out of her house and dealing with anxiety that went with her experiences. Excuse me. As a professional, identifying and providing the accurate diagnosis is very essential in helping people with anxiety disorders. The specifiers and modifiers will provide an overview of a projection of a person's mental status and to provide the best care and treatment for their clients. If specifiers and modifiers are not present, then the professional will not be able to provide the most accurate diagnosis for the best treatment for their clients.